A new super cheap AI coding model recently came out. It's called GLM 4.7 and it's amazing at coding. Today we're going to test it out on 4 unique prompts, from simple website and game building to complex website and game building. You can access it completely for free through its chat interface today on chat.z.ai, and you can test it out on multiple prompts. Also, if you're interested, you can use it through API and Open Router for just $1.5 per million tokens output. So let's begin with the first prompt, which is about building a Pokemon Pokedex webpage. One of the things that is pretty great here is that you can add also full stack here, so you are going to be able to see a preview of what you are creating. So let's send the message, and while the system is working on our response, let's check out the benchmarks. So in general, we can see it here compared to GPT 4.1 High, Claude Sonnet 4.5 and DeepSeek version 3.2. Also, they included their previous version of GLM 4.6. Now, it's very important to understand that the competitor models here, excluding DeepSeek, are a lot more costly. GPT 4.5.1 is like $10 per million token output, which is literally around 8 times more costly than this model. Claude Sonnet 4.5 was also at $15 at the time of writing. Now I think it's about 12 or 14 if I'm not mistaken. So this model goes head on multiple benchmarks against these super more, let's say, bigger and more powerful models while being significantly cheaper. And we can see it here, it's not lagging behind any of these, even though it is a lot cheaper. Here we can also see more detailed results on multiple benchmarks. It really does a very amazing job on code agentic stuff and also performs really well for browse competitions. So it seems like this is a very good model for general purpose. To be completely honest with you, I don't want to waste your time with all of these coding benchmarks and all of that stuff. I really don't think all of these benchmarks are really showing real work capability. So the best thing to do is for you to go ahead and test it out. And here I'm going to show you my own results and give you a little bit of my own perspective. By the way, if you want to learn more about AI, down below in the description you are going to find a link for my Udemy hosted AI course. This course will teach you everything about AI across any modality. So if you're interested in learning more in a structured way with multiple tools, ideas, and guides, that course is for you. And of course, if you buy it, you support the channel, you support my work so I can continue doing these videos. So we got the response for the Pokedex. I think the design looks good. We have a menu here, but here it says failed to fetch. So we got an error. I'm going to give it to the tool. This is kind of disappointing, to be honest, because I really expected it to work well. It calls also this Poke API, so it should have worked. But okay, let's give it a second try. Let's give it a code edit to see if they fix this API call, if there is an issue. And hopefully we are going to see a very nice response at the end of this. Okay, so AI was actually able to improve its result. It loaded the Pokemons, the images, the search bar is working, filtering. Let's see, does it work? Electric, it works. The refresh tab is also working. And if we open up a Pokemon, we're going to be able to see detailed statistics about it. Doesn't look bad. It's not looking super amazing though. We have seen in the past Quen 3 billion A30B or something being able to create this website in one single shot very, very fast. So I would say that it doesn't look bad, but it's not something that I expected this kind of model to take 2 distinct prompts to be able to do. So let's move to the second prompt, which is about creating a transformer teaching web page. We want a complete responsive template for a modern page, and we want also technical writing. By using this model in the past, I think it's going to be able to do a very good job on this specific prompt. And I also am running the Flappy Bird game. So it gave us an HTML for the Flappy Bird game, which I'm going to copy right now, and we're going to put it on a browser. So we're inside LiveWeave to see the preview of the Flappy Bird game. This is how it looks. And as we can see, it's impossible to play. This happens all the time with AI models. They make impossible games to play. The result is good. I have no issue with it. It looks very, very nice. I'm also like spamming to see the pipes, and the pipes look good. So the overall feeling and design is perfect. But the gameplay is awful, super hard. And this is a very big issue that current models have. They cannot create good game physics. And that's all I'm going to say. So in terms of this response, it's as well and as good as all of the other AI models. Now let's move forwards to the Transformer teaching webpage. Let's see what it created. So we can see here that the style is quite generic. It's not very, let's say, special. We can see here about the Transformer page, click Start Learning. So we have different things to learn, the different mechanisms, and we have an interactive demo. So we can, let's say, run attention. So when you run attention, it shows you the steps of the computation. It breaks up the query. It shows us real-world applications, so as the encoder-decoder, the timeline evolution, some FAQs, and the key takeaways. I gotta be honest with you, this response is not bad. This website is not bad, but I gotta say, it's not really that amazing. I understand that they have very specific style that doesn't show that it's obviously AI. The design looks good, but I feel like the interactive stuff and the information inside the resulting webpage is just too naive, not very in-depth. So I would give this response an 8 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's bad, I wouldn't say it lags behind, but it's not doing something extraordinary across any kind of, capability. Like, it's not the perfect UI, it's not the perfect interactive stuff, it's not the perfect information, so overall, just okay. So we're going also to create one final prompt. We're going to create a 3D game like GTA 5 in 3JS, or how it's called. I don't know how the framework is called. So this is a new prompt that I will be adding to my list from now on, because I really want to see how these models are able to work in something that is a lot more complex and also requires a lot more styling from them. So that would be interesting if it's able to do something about it. All in all, the model for its price, I would say, is super capable. Like, for the price you pay, it doesn't really get that much better. Maybe Gemini 3.0 Flash is better, but again, it costs about 80% more. I have been waiting for a couple of minutes for, GLM 4.7 to create the GTA 5, but it doesn't look like it's going to ever respond to me. So I guess we could close the video here and say that this is a good model for its price, but nothing extraordinary in my opinion.